I was born and raised Catholic, and I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And so church was kind of a big thing for us because that's also where I went to school. And this one Sunday, I went to Mass, and the preacher was preaching about how we should always give to those who are less fortunate. And right before we had gone into church, he had been shooing away homeless people from in front of the steps of the church. And like, after he gave that sermon, like I had a total meltdown, and I was like, this is awful, you know, like you can't like go shoo people away and then go into church and preach about how important it is that we give to the less fortunate. So from then on, I like stopped going to church. I really wanted nothing to do with organized religion because I was like, I don't want anything to do with people who don't practice what they preach. And so then my friend, I went down to see one of my best friends. She actually started going to a Christian church in Columbus, and she was like, you should just come with me. And I was like, okay, I was really reluctant. And so we went to the vineyard, and it was cool. Like I sort of felt like, I don't know, a little bit of a stirring. I was like, wow, this is really cool. And so I started to want to find my own church maybe. And that's when I went into the internet and started to just look around in Cleveland. And I think probably the first church I found in Cleveland was Momentum. The slogan was, love God, love people, serve the world. And I thought that was really simple. And if they just stuck to that, like, I would be totally cool with them. So I went to like the first sermon, and Dan was there, and he was preaching, and I was like, this guy is way too cool to be a preacher. It was great. I felt really moved. I really liked it, but I didn't really become a part of Momentum then. I only kind of became a part of Momentum after going to my first Mo group. Even though I felt like Mo group wasn't for me at the beginning, over a time, they became like my Mo group just became like my best friends and my family, and they just showed me continual acts of service. And so it's been really cool. I really enjoyed that part of Momentum, getting to know people in a smaller environment, and I never thought that that would be church for me. I never really thought that that's how I would get more into church, but surprisingly, that's actually how I winded up thinking that Momentum was so cool, because I got to know like a core group of people that went to Momentum, and then it made going to church more fun, and it made, church more real to me because I saw people actually serving each other and serving Cleveland. Like that was really cool. One time we went to paint this house in Cleveland, like it was called Rebuild Cleveland, and like my like Mo group, it was Dave and Nicole and Josh and I and a bunch of other people showed up, Katie, and we like stripped one entire side of a house and painted it, and like we were faster than the Home Depot people. Like we were on fire. It was awesome, but it's just because we were like devoted and dedicated, and we were gonna see it through, and we were gonna follow through. And I think that's ultimately when I decided to become a Christian. So it was important for me when I was coming back to Cleveland. I talked to Dan, and I said, I want to be baptized, and I want to be baptized by you guys because you guys are the start of it. You showed me, what true Christianity is, and I'm just so excited to live it out now, and it's changed my life.
If this is true, I want you to say this with me. I believe
that
Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God, my Lord and my Savior. Good.
I'm Inga Laurent, and I move people forward to love God, love people, and serve the world.